Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Susie from Susie's Room for Crochet and I'm here today with another little tutorial for you. So I've been working on some ribbing for a cardigan that I'm crocheting at the moment, and I thought I would just come on here and show you how to do some ribbing for projects of yours, and how you can, if you start off with the ribbing, carry on and add stitches to make a top or a cardigan or a jumper or whatever you want to make. So you can use any weight yarn for your project. So if you'd like to grab some yarn and a hook, and we can get started. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot, and then for the purpose of this tutorial I'm going to just chain 10, but you can chain however many stitches you want for your for the width of your ribbing. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then when you've made your chains for the width of your ribbing, you're just going to add an extra chain for which is going to class as your turning chain. And then what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into every stitch along our chain, starting with the second chain from the hook. So to do a single crochet, we insert our hook into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a single crochet. I'm talking in US terms. In the UK that will be a double crochet. And then insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So single crochet into every stitch all the way along, and I will meet you back when I get to the end of my row of chains. Okay, I've reached the end of my first row, and at the end of this row I should still have 10 single crochets. Now for the next row and every single row we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to be single crocheting in the back loop of the stitch. So normally we go right through the stitch here, but this is the front loop. Out of the way. This is the front loop of a stitch and this is the back loop, and that's where we're going to be placing our hook. So that's your chain 1 that you've just chained, which is your turning chain, and this is your first stitch. So insert your hook into the back loop of the stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So it's still a single crochet, but we're just going into the back loop of each stitch. And that's all you're going to do for this row, single crocheting into the back loop of each stitch, and work your way along, and I'll be back once more to show you how we're going to finish off and start the next row. Okay, I've completed my second row, and that's how your work should be looking. So you can see we're already beginning to get a bit of a ridge, and to start the next row you chain 1. And don't miss that first stitch that's next to your chain 1. Make sure you always get that first stitch, otherwise you will end up with less stitches than what you started with. You need to have the same amount of stitches for each row as you started off with, not including the extra chain 1 that you had. So I did 10 plus 1, so I will always have 10 stitches at the end of each row of mine. And this is all you're going to do. You're going to just keep doing this until your ribbing reaches the length that you need it to be. So I'm going to do like a few more rows so we have some length to work on, and then I'll come back to show you how we're going to go from ribbing to crocheting your top or cardigan or whatever you're making. So I'll meet you back here soon. Okay, so I've completed 12 rows of ribbing. Obviously, if you're making a cardigan or a jumper, you will have a lot more. And you should really kind of crochet the amount of rows to how many stitches you would need for your project. So to just have a quick count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 12 rows here and I'm on the right side of my work. I know this because my tail is to the left where we started. So now what we're going to do is, because we've got 12 stitches, we need 12 stitches across here. So we're going to start off by doing a chain 1, and into that very first stitch you're going to place a single crochet. And then into the next stitch, we won't go into here because you'll get a hole if you go into there, so it's best to go into there. So that will be your second stitch. So insert your hook into the top of there and do a single crochet, that's 2. Then our next one will be here, that's 3. Not into the hole there, we're going there, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's my last stitch there, 12 for my 12 rows. So I now have a neat edge to start my pattern. So whatever pattern you're following, you will do from now. But just to show you how we're going to go, I'm going to just do a row of double crochet. So we're going to chain 2, which will count as our first double crochet, and into the next stitch we're going to yarn over and place a double crochet. So grab the yarn and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. I'm talking in US terms again. That will be a treble crochet in the UK. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's how you would go, just working your pattern, whatever your pattern you're following, into each stitch. And that will begin the first row of your cardigan or jumper or whatever you're making, for the first panel. You'll have to repeat it if you're making a cardigan for the front panels, or again for the front panel of a jumper. So there you go. That's how you transfer from ribbing to your pattern. And yeah, you can just keep going and finish your project off. So I hope you've been able to follow along and found this interesting and useful. And I will see you all again in another tutorial very soon. Bye for now. Have a lovely day.